What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have several quite interesting news. All of them are related to the litigation processes. First of all, I will show you an update in regards to the Trought's litigation. Then I will continue with some comments from, for example, John Brda. On top of that, I will show you an update in John Brda's versus SEC lawsuit. And I will show you an update in the same lawsuit related to George Palikaras. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's start first of all with this tweet that was written by Daniel, by your favorite SGM. And I have to admit that it is quite an interesting tweet. He wrote this 2 hours ago. Team 1213 is in play. And guys, previously it was Team 1209 and it refers to the December the 9th, the U3 halt date, the U3 halt of MMTLP shares date. And for now we have an update in this date or in something else, and we have December 13th. This means, guys, potentially something has changed in his litigation or in his investigation. And let me remind you that just recently he started to pursue another path to the resolution, and this is the so-called congressional path. And guys, he basically wrote a petition. You can find it right here. And for now you can see that 216 people already signed it. Let me refresh. Yes, 216 people signed it. And you have, basically you can sign it or not. You can support Daniel or not. It is 100% up to you. But in general, I have to admit that his efforts are enormous. First of all, he filed a lawsuit, and originally it was filed as a pro se lawsuit without help of any professional lawyers. But then he added a couple of co-plaintiffs, and then he added even a professional lawyer. And for now, guys, this litigation might be quite interesting, and because of these actions that pretty much gave him more free time to pursue another path, he started to write this petition, and he's trying to address Congress directly. So let me show you another quite interesting update that is related to another litigation process. Traudt wrote this just several hours ago. The Traudt replied to GTS and Rubenstein's objection to the second amended complaint in US District Court, Vermont. This is the end game now, to keep the counts alive with GTS and Rubenstein: market manipulation, reliance, Vermont securities fraud, Clayton Act. Of course, GTS claims this is all new, but failed to point out they were noticed to them in filings in October. I found it revealing that Ari's lawyers would not tell me exactly where he was and for how long when he left the country on or about December the 5th of 2022. And he shut down the markets initiative. And his buddy Angel owed like 1 share of MMTLP. And he added the link to this document, and we have several quite interesting comments. First of all, DJDS wrote this. Could you please explain this? Thanks. And he refers to this footnote. Let me show you this in details. Scott had erroneously issued subpoenas prior to a discovery order, and the brokerage with the large holdings responded, confirming that they had trade data to supply for MMTLP. Though it may have been critical to Traut's case and the 65,000 other MMTLP shareholders, Traudt declined to accept the data out of respect for the FRCPs and the learn as he goes course corrections needed for dealing with the Byzantine levels of complexity in securities law and various FRCPs that seem designed purely to protect the wealthiest and most powerful financial people and organizations in America. And let me show you the answer of Scott. He wrote this. Sure, They said they had data responsive to the subpoena, data on their holdings, and if I asked them to give it to me at that point, I would have been committing fraud upon the court, as the subpoenas were premature. Ends up the long share count I thought was in Appendix D, the DTCC, which I was given in September and October, but because the source asked me not to use it except for the swap and TD Ameritrade data. So we have their long shares, but should we get to discovery, we can now ask for the short positions. And guys, quite interesting, but John Brda responded to this tweet, and let me quote you his response. Scott, the info you have is just the size of the bulk certificate they received. It is not the long positions in their accounts and obviously not the short positions. You should not only ask for the short positions, but all long positions and any shares to loan to see who is colluding, in my opinion. You can then compare the positions to the bulk certificate they received to determine the imbalances. We already know TradeStation is offsides. Likely there are many more. Since DTCC has admitted that MMTLP cleared broker to broker, I am still not understanding why DTCC got involved in determining which broker received shares and how many. Thanks. And Scott wrote, yes, I was aware this is what the distro was. This is the base plate for calculating oversold positions. I have it in both my lawsuits. And on top of that, John Brda wrote this. I spoke about this, wait a second, he answered to this tweet that was written by Rinko. Rinko wrote, is there chance flamethrower can work to access this information as well after 771 days? And John Brda wrote, I spoke about this a long time ago. Flamethrower had to take a back seat to MMAT, as everything happened under their control. George, in my opinion, got fired because he took steps to find out the information on behalf of MMTLP shareholders and MMAT shareholders. Now that MMAT is in bankruptcy, getting the info can be ordered by the bankruptcy judge without discovery motions. It sucks to be in bankruptcy, but we have to take advantage of the benefits it does provide. So guys, again, quite interesting chance to receive some sensitive data because of the bankruptcy of MMAT. And we know that George Palikaras was fired when he started to dig deeper. And guys, definitely there is a lot of questions that need to be answered, and something might be even more shady from the board of directors side of MMAT, basically. And when we have this information, definitely it might lead us to quite interesting conclusions. And by the way, guys, in regards to John Brda's litigation, let me show you this tweet that was written by Roman Suits just 5 hours ago. Hot off the press, Brda motion to dismiss is out, 50 pages in SEC versus Palikaras and Brda. And he added the link to the court listener, and you can read the entire document, but Roman Suits made a summary of this document. And definitely it is his opinion, but let me quote you this. 1. Label Palikaras' Italian investor call as puffery and opinion. 2. Allegations as written do not constitute deception. 3. Assert allegations of so-called intent manipulation doesn't show deception. 4. SEC failed to allege scienter. 5. Shorts tweet and pumping so-called torch the shorts was not about a short squeeze. 6. SEC hasn't polite state of mind. 7. Claim the public was made aware they might not sell the land. 8. Brda was not the maker of Italian investor call. 9. SEC failed to allege aiding and abetting. 10. Internal controls claim was insufficient. And here is his opinion in details. Roman Suits wrote this. Wait a second. Reading through the complaint, it seems clear to me that SEC has at length explained the alleged scheme, including the next breach spin-off plans, monetary gain bonus, and scienter. The defense seems to fail to understand the gravity of the allegations against the defendants. At length, the SEC explains all alleged scheme from June 2020, long before even Palikaras was in the picture, and showed state of mind and intent through a variety of actions, including the promoting of the short squeeze squarely on Brda's heels. They should have more directly addressed the more damning evidence. 1. Brda's plans long before to merger to spin out assets back to Torchlight after the squeeze on MMAT. 2. The document for 10 reasons to pay John Brda a bonus, showing intent and personal gain. 3. Consultants used to push a huge naked short position into investors for short squeeze, claiming your stock has billions of shares when it has 100 million sounds like a clear violation. 4. Warrants given to consultants of the books and statements from those consultants for pushing specific securities violations, especially if shares were unrestricted in violation of Rule 144. 5. Specific directions from Brda and Palikaras directly into social media, promoting squeeze and various false narratives. 6. Overall scheme from Brda to Torchlight executives outlining the plan to whitewash assets in the squeeze and cycle them back to McCabe. So guys, quite interesting conclusions, and definitely you can make your own conclusions by reading this document. It is just 50 pages long. And let me show you another quite similar document that is related to George Palikaras' motion to dismiss. So, hot of the press, Palikaras versus motion to dismiss is out. 50 pages in SEC versus Brda and Palikaras. Space-time. Does he have a chance for a meta miracle? Or will he be kissing goodbye his days of running a public company? Stay tuned. And he also made this summary. Let me quote you this in details. Opinion. Key arguments from Palikaras' defense. 1. Proper disclosures were made to the public and approved by shareholders. 2. Palikaras' statements to investors and to the public were puffery, forward-looking statements and opinions. 3. Torch the short tweets were not about a short squeeze. 4. SEC doesn't allege enough details and specifics tied directly to Palikaras. 5. TRCH shareholders were aware of the offering, dividend and potential squeeze risks. 6. False statements to Italian investors about having a buyer, value of the dividend were opinions. Guys, I have to admit that it is quite weak statements in my opinion, but let me quote you further. Palikaras didn't directly leak Italian investor audio, and was not his responsibility. 8. T+2 tweet was not a pump, it was a facts about T+2 and the record date. 9. SEC failed to tie Italian investor to call specific investors with losses. 10. SEC fails to specifically tie Palikaras and Brda on a scheme in the complaint. So, again, quite interesting, but let me show you this opinion. So, Armen Subs wrote, opinion, my thoughts. I think Palikaras' motion to dismiss will be denied. Common sense prevails, and this does nothing to rebut a scheming and scamming and hustling picture painted by the SEC of Palikaras and Brda. Trying to dismiss Palikaras' statement as puffery and blame the investors for losses shows the defense fails to realize what the SEC is after here. They are not as much after some scheming CEOs and nailing them to the wall. They are after making an example out of these CEOs, taking advantage of social media and naive investors who they know do not read filings or review legal materials. Many TRCH investors had no idea even one item on the 10K reports, but just about all of them knew. The CEO said $1 to $20 and $20 could be low. That's the whole key and whole point, I think, of the SEC's charges here. What appears to be a clear fraudulent scheme is just a vehicle. The destination was money into executives and their companies, using retail investors' money as the fuel and using them up like some kind of toxic waste product. I'd like to see more focus on the specific shorts and naked shorts these CEOs claim, which are never proven. If CEOs are claiming illegal activities on their stock, they should be required to A. Have actual proof, and B. Get nailed if they lie. I think the defense team should get a D minus for this assignment. Hopefully, the SEC will be busy at the Trump inauguration and just phone in a rebuttal and not make them look like dummies. Most likely, we will see these specific citations addressed at length and to the point to share them into getting new console. And I have to admit that, guys, it is difficult to argue with this opinion. You can also read this entire document by yourself and make your own conclusion. But in general, I would say, well, at least something was wrong with these actions that were made by George Palikaras and John Brda back in the days when TRCH intended to merge with MMAT. And definitely it is just one part of the entire MMTLP saga. But this part, guys, to be honest, it is the crucial part how the majority of TRCH shareholders and MMTLP shareholders were added to the list of MMTLP shareholders, basically. It is the way how people decided to be a part of this community, of these actions, basically. That is why, guys, every time when you decide to enter or exit any position, you have to do your own due diligence, and you shouldn't rely on any opinions rather than the official documents of the company and their official statements. Unfortunately, sometimes these statements might also lie, but at this point, at least you have some plan B in order to sue the wrongdoers, and if it is proven in court, definitely you will have payments for the damages.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed.